I'm here in Mercer County where one school is out early but not for the holiday. I'll tell you why coming up.
Clouds and chilly temperatures yet again across the area, and I'm tracking the possibility of snowflakes just ahead.
And a story that has a lot of people talking. We'll have the latest on the mountain lion killed in Burgin County.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4.
Good afternoon. I'm Jennifer Palumbo. It's cold and cloudy today, and tomorrow we could also see a little snow. WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has a first look at the forecast. Chris?
Yeah, some areas this morning, Jennifer, getting in on a touch of some light snow and flurries. And late this afternoon, clouds are trying their very best in some areas to break up just a little bit. So a ray of sunshine is showing up on our live sky cam as we look toward that western horizon. And I do mean just a ray or two that is out there. As you mentioned, a lot of clouds. And right now in Lexington, temperature is 34 degrees. Feels like it is 27, though. Those temperatures only getting right around our forecast at 34, 35 this afternoon, but those gusty winds making it feel a whole lot colder across the entire region. Look at the wind chill in northern Kentucky, 23. It's what it feels like in Covington, yet a little warmer across southeastern Kentucky still. That's kind of been the trend so far for the month of December. Quite the temperature spread from north to south. Live First Alert Defender, not a whole lot to write home about. Still some clouds out there. Notice, though, that little bit of a break showing up into southern Kentucky. That is at least giving us some partly sunny skies, allowing temperatures to recover just a little bit. More clouds are coming in from the west. That is a little bit of juice that is trying to develop. That may be a flake maker as we go into the day on your Thursday. We will track the potential for some at least snow flurries around tomorrow and let you know if some areas can get in on a period of light snow. Still watching a weekend system that may throw a little bit of light snow in a mix our way Friday night into Saturday. Then it's all eyes on Christmas week. And Jennifer, I'm seeing snow chances right now. We'll show you what that looks like with a 7-day forecast coming up in less than 15 minutes.
Thanks, Chris. Another central Kentucky school system has been hit hard by sickness. Burgin Independent in Mercer County canceled classes today and will remain closed until the new year. The goal is to get the school clean and children healthy again. WKYT's Jerry in our top story at 4.
These chairs here at Burgin Independent School are empty because the school is out early for Christmas. That's because so many students are sick, dropping the attendance to 80%. According to the superintendent, this is the first time Burgin Independent has closed its doors because of illness. With 20% of their 507 students out sick on Tuesday, school officials decided it would be best to call off school, considering their attendance is usually above 96%. Everything from the flu to strep is affecting Burgin Independent students starting last week. Friday, the attendance was back up to 90%, so the principal and teachers had hope everyone would return healthy on Monday, but that wasn't the case.
On Monday, students came in throughout the day. We were sending students home, and that also happened on Tuesday. And by the end of the day on Tuesday, we were at 80%. So we felt that it was best for the students.
The superintendent says the sickness could have spread so quickly because several of the students have siblings within the school, since this school is preschool through 12th grade. In Mercer County, Jerica Insko, WKYT.
The superintendent tells us these 3 days will be made up with snow days already scheduled into the school calendar. Police in southern Kentucky are searching for a bank robber. The robbery happened this morning at the Community Trust Bank on 80 West in London near Interstate 75. Police tell us a man dressed in black and wearing blue jeans went into the bank with a handgun and ordered everyone to the floor. 4 employees and 1 customer were inside. No one was hurt. Police say they're not sure if the robber left on foot or if he took off in a car. It's our most clicked on and talked about story on WKYT.com. A mountain lion killed in Burgin County. Fish and wildlife workers say it's the first mountain lion seen in the area in 200 years. Many of you have questioned why they had to kill the wildcat. They told us they did not have any tranquilizers with them, and they were worried if they didn't act, the mountain lion could hurt someone. Fish and wildlife officials say it's possible the mountain lion was someone's pet, even though that's against the law in Kentucky. Coming up on WKYT News at 5, an expert who's been caring for a mountain lion for 13 years. We're working on a number of other stories for WKYT starting at 4:30. Amber Philpott joins us from the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Amber.
Good afternoon to you, Jennifer. Lexington Heating and Air is giving the gift of heat. This is the 8th year for the Fayette Heating and Air's Gift of Heat program. Today, 6 finalists found out they will all receive brand new heating systems this year just in time for Christmas. Coming up on WKYT News at 4:30, you'll hear from the owner and president of Fayette Heating and Air about why this program means so very much to him. A man has died in an early morning fire. It happened about 5 this morning on Curry Branch Road off of Highway 80 in Manchester. The Clay County coroner has identified the victim as 49-year-old Matthew Collins. Firefighters say his brother suffered injuries trying to get back into the home to save him. 4 others escaped. We'll have an update on the investigation coming up on WKYT News at 4:30. And we are learning more about the victims of a deadly crash in Jackson County. It happened yesterday on Highway 30 near the Laurel County line. Police say a pickup hauling a cattle trailer across the center line hitting a silver sedan. Both drivers were killed. Coming up on WKYT News at 5, we're talking with a widow of one of those victims. That is a look at just some of the news that's in progress. Jennifer, back to you.
Thanks, Amber. Now to stories making headlines around the world at 4. It's the most significant development in U.S.-Cuba relations in 50 years. President Barack Obama announcing a major policy shift related to the communist island nation. Ryan Nobles is in Washington with the story of an American hostage who led to the historic deal.
At the start of the Jewish holiday, a miracle for the family of Ellen Gross.
I guess so far it's the best Hanukkah that I'll be celebrating for a long time.
Held in Cuba after being convicted for attempting to set up the internet illegally to promote destabilizing activities, Gross's release spurs the start of what President Obama calls the normalization of ties between the countries.
These 50 years have shown that isolation has not worked. It's time for a new approach.
That includes reopening embassies, easing travel and economic restrictions, allowing Americans to use their credit and debit cards in Cuba, and allowing them to return to the States with Cuban goods, like their world-famous cigars. Cuba's leader, Raul Castro, gave credit to President Obama for finding a way for the two countries to work together.
This decision by President Obama deserves the respect and recognition of our people.
But the historic move was not met without skepticism from Republicans, including Cuban-American Senator Marco Rubio of Florida.
This president and this administration have let the people of Cuba down.
And while the politics will continue to play out around the world, Alan Gross and his family remain thankful for this very first step.
It was crucial to my survival, knowing that I was not forgotten.
In Washington, I'm Ryan Nobles reporting.
The deal does stop short in one key area. The trade embargo against Cuba remains in place. President Obama would need the approval of Congress to lift that ban. The Republican Speaker of the House, John Boehner, said today relations with the Castro regime should, quote, not be revisited. The death toll from yesterday's school massacre in Pakistan has risen to 148. 7 Taliban gunmen stormed the Army public school with explosives strapped to their bodies. Some critically wounded members of the school staff died overnight, including the school's principal, who locked herself in a bathroom but couldn't escape the militants. A 3-day mourning period began today as funerals were held for several of the victims. It's a $1 billion lawsuit involving Apple's iPods. We'll have the verdict in WKYT Money Watch. And some cell phone customers will be able to keep their unused data through 2015. Details on the deal next on WKYT News at 4.